Think about to do it. Said it couldn't be done. Tightest combination in the industry. Here comes another one. Anyways, just letting y'all know ain't nothing wrong with my mic. My mic is still good. I just wanted to use this because I'm using a DAC. I wanted to see how it sounds. If it sounds just like the mic here, or if it sounds trash still. But you know what? Let's just get into this story. Because I just wanted to play this story because I saw it, and I want to say, and I just want y'all to listen to the story, and I'm gonna tell y'all something, and yeah, let's get it moving.
New tonight, a young mother who was gang raped inside her apartment with her 2-year-old present has a powerful message to share.
And her message, it's important to believe. Taylor Hirth will head to court this week to watch another woman's case be resolved. Taylor's story may be tough to hear, but it brings up an ugly truth about how rape victims are treated. Here's investigative reporter Angie Racono.
I didn't even hear my door being broken down. I felt some adult hands on my mouth. Quiet, get on your stomach.
Taylor Hirth was attacked inside her apartment in the middle of the night. She only screamed once.
After that, I never screamed again because my daughter was sleeping right next to me.
Eventually, her 2-year-old woke up.
At one point, she sat up and held my hand while I was bent over the bed being raped.
Taylor tried.
I want y'all to understand something. This is crazy, a crazy ass story. And I can't even imagine. I'm a child and I am and I'm just grabbing my mom's hand while she's having sex. And I don't even know how old this child is. Apparently, this child is not old enough to even know what's going on. Thankfully, I just can't imagine that.
Tried to escape.
They grabbed me down and punched me and told me if I did it again, they'd punch her.
Taylor reported her attack.
I hate to disparage the police, but they were very dismissive when I came forward. What happened here? There was no humanity in their voice.
Do you feel you were believed?
No, I didn't. I felt dismissed. I felt like their focus was mostly on, oh, here we go again. It's another girl crying rape.
Taylor says Independence police question how the door was really broken and what truly happened. Shockingly, Taylor says no one questioned what happened to 2-year-old Evelyn.
There were multiple men in that bedroom, and I don't know if any of them touched her, and nobody thought to ask me or ask her. And I still don't know if anything happened to her, and that terrifies me.
Here was a young mother gang raped with a 2-year-old present, but there was no press conference, no reward for information.
It was horrific.
Taylor would eventually turn to KCTV5 to share details, hoping to solve her case. One attacker talked about celebrating his birthday.
Before we get back into the story, I just want to say something. Now, y'all probably have heard me in other videos say that, you know, a lot of times women go around here screaming rape, and then we find out that nothing like that happened, and now the guy's career is all ruined. And they only do, a lot of times, I ain't gonna say only, but a lot of these times they only do this years later, right? This lady didn't wait 20 years, 40 years, 50 years. Once he got done doing what he did, she got up, took her ass to the police, and reported it. Now, nothing happened because why? Now, I'm just going to give the benefit of the doubt and just mention something because I know y'all are getting into y'all's feelings on the internet. I'm going to assume just based upon what I'm hearing, the police station probably have had tons of rape cases, only to be found out that it wasn't even true. What happened is, some woman's trying to extort a guy. The guy didn't want her, so they ended up getting drunk, having sex, and then also now she's going to scream rape. It's just all. So they probably have had cases where they've investigated time time again found that nothing happened. And it's unfortunate because when something really does happen, this is the result. And this is why I am kind of a big advocate of women are going to have to start holding other women accountable, right? Because it's I'm gonna be honest with you, it's ridiculous, right? Let me oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay. But yeah, it is ridiculous that this woman has been raped in front of a child and they don't want to do anything about it or even try to speak to the child.
She heard the name Josh, and the men took pictures. Because her face was covered, she doesn't know how many men were in her bedroom, but she believes anywhere from 3 to 5 men. Independence police eventually closed the case, saying all leads were exhausted. 6 months later, a Johnson County deputy was ambushed in Olathe, kidnapped and driven around in a vehicle where 2 men took turns raping her for hours on gravel roads.
Oh, wow.
She was released near the Jackson County Sheriff's Department.
Everybody's taking it personal. We all have daughters, mothers, sisters, nieces.
The reaction to this attack was very different, and a different department was in charge.
Immediately, I saw the contrast of how my case was handled compared to how the case in Johnson County was handled, which was handled fantastic. I mean, they pulled video, they did a press conference, and they had them captured within a couple days. Obviously, they believed her, they took her seriously, and that's how every survivor should be treated, as if it's one of their own. And I didn't feel like I was treated that way. So it was kind of a slap in the face.
Within days, police would link the cases. DNA recovered from Taylor's rape kit matched evidence in the deputy's attack. It turns out Brady Newman Cadell lived in Taylor's apartment complex at the time of her attack, and the date of her rape matched William Luth's birthday.
I was heartbroken. I was heartbroken that, people in her own profession failed to protect me, and in doing so, they failed to protect her.
Cadell and Luth are now charged in Taylor's attack, but when she stares them down in court, it's for what happened to the deputy.
What is it like being in court with them?
It's almost empowering to see that they're now, looking away because they can't face it. I've faced it.
And she's faced all the ugly realities on this journey.
That's the person that raped me, was a dad and a kind neighbor, and that's so...
I want y'all to take a good look at this picture. I hate stereotyping, but this is what you would call a Chad. This is what you would call a Chad. And I would tell you, a lot of women right now, vagina is very wet, even though he's a rapist. A lot of women's vagina is really wet right now.
Unnerving. Once in a while, the justice system works.
But justice isn't always complete.
Do you still believe there were more than 2 attackers?
I am convinced that there were at least 3. I just kind of have to live knowing that there's somebody out there that got away with it and that probably thinks they can get away with it again. And that breaks my heart, but the justice system isn't perfect, and that's something that I just kind of have to live with.
We reached out to the Independence Police Department to ask if the officers who took Taylor's report ever received any specific training and how to respond to sex assault victims, or if they received training following that attack. An officer with the department says it's his understanding when such trainings are available, members of the departments take them. He also said he's not aware of any changes in procedures or policy following Taylor's attack. We'll keep you posted on Taylor's case and the charges both men face. Angie Racono, case.
Now, I wanted to play that because, like I said before, I've actually have stated multiple times about how, women want to come out 20, 35, 50, 60, 70, 80 years later, claiming that they was raped. and then we just take the shit serious and then convict the guy off of I guess testimony from eyewitnesses, which we don't even come on that many years later. But here's a case where and the cops dropped the ball on this. The lady actually went right after it happened. And from what I'm gathering, she got a rape kit done. Which is why I said that's what you should be doing, because that rape kit is what's going to actually hold in court to convict someone. In fact, me personally, I feel like that if you don't get a rape kit done with, because I'm assuming that DNA lasts in your body, what, 48, 72 hours? I don't know. Y'all tell me, because y'all probably know more about it than I do. But if you didn't get away, the first thing you should be doing is going to the police. What do you do? Get the rape kit? That way, get the rape kit done. Then you can go ahead. Let's get the process going. Now, here's a problem though, right? Just like what happens with every freaking case. It'd be consensual sex, and then she finds out that you're married, and now all of a sudden she wants to cry rape, right? So this is why text messaging is very important, right? If you meet a person at the bar, I would try to get their number. Even if you think that you're going to go and have sex that same night, I would get their number right then and there. Because get the number right then and there. And I want to be honest with you, I would text them and say, hey, you ready to smash? And let her say, yeah. That way you're covered. So she can't really scream rape because you got the text messages, right? That's what's going to save your behind. But like I said, this is how it should be, right? You should go to the police right then and there. Even if they don't do anything, you can then come weeks, months, years later and say, hey, I went to the police. I did everything and they didn't even look at my case. Now we can start holding not only the police accountable, but for the people who raped you accountable, right? At least you tried. Unlike some people who they have sex and then 6 months later you're slapped with rape charges because of something that happened 6 months ago, which wasn't even a rape, right? So anyways, I just wanted to bring that out. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all this and y'all's opinions about what's going on in the world when it comes to being accused of rape. They do need to update the laws, or at least the court laws on how that's handled and processed. But anyways, peeps, I am out. Peace, and I am gone.